Now that we've set up the tent and its walls, the next thing to do typically inside the tent is to set up the tables. Now you can do this by yourself if you are strong enough to carry the table. But typically you'll need two people to make this more efficient and faster. What will you need? Obviously you'll need the four tables. We got three long tables and one small table. And then you'll also need a moving blanket. And this is where you lay down the table so that it keeps it relatively clean and prevents scratches. Okay. So how do we typically position the tables? Assuming that this is the front wall, and what we typically do is put one long table on each side, and then the other long table in the left corner, and the small table in the right corner. So this is the window where we typically take orders and payment, and this is the window where we typically give out the orders once it's ready. Okay, so let's get started. First, got the moving blanket. Lay it down there. Next, we place the long table flat on the floor. Now, here's what you'll see. Okay, so these are the legs of the table, and these are the release buttons to make the legs extend or collapse. So, how we set this up is we lift it up. This ring goes in there, and this is to prevent the table from collapsing. Then we press on the release button and extend the legs out until it locks. So you should see two slits here, which would indicate that it's the right height. I'm pressing on the red buttons. There. So now that that's locked in place, you can now lift up the table and position it where you want it to be. So you can put this there. Now the small table, it's similar, but it's a fold-in-half table. So first you just pry it open like so. Then you lock it in place. This is a lock. And then the way you extend this is there's a pin here that locks. So if you push down the pin, you can pull this out. Try to push down the pin on both sides. And just have somebody else pull, or use your knee to push this out. Yeah. So the pin should be in the lowest hole there. Then ready to go. Put it here on this side. So here's how the table setup looks like. Looking at it from the back. This is the front. The two side tables. Front left corner. Front right corner for the small table. And now the tent is ready for the next step, which is putting up all the other stuff on the table that needs to be jammed.